Morning family. As you can tell, I'm still a bit sick, but that's okay because we're moving forward. About to go do a 3-day tour over the salt plains, and apparently this is unreal. It's like a highlight of the trip, so I'm super keen. Actually pretty good breakfast. This is going to be a voiceover vlog because I got really nervous. There was another couple in our group that did the tour with us and I didn't want to film in front of them, but we went to the Chile border to cross over and we had to wait in line for 2 hours. We eventually got there and then we met our driver and his name was Johnny, and he didn't really speak much English, but the couple we were with, they could speak Spanish and English, so that was really handy. And this is a 3-day tour and everything's included, so they give you like lunch, breakfast, dinner, and you basically just drive around and stop at all these viewpoints all day. It was pretty cool. It was like really barren out there, like there was nothing around. And then we stopped and we had some lunch and we went to the hot springs. They were really nice, and I'm actually not sure what these were, but it was like bubbling out of the ground. They looked like little volcanoes. We also randomly come across flamingos. You look like a flamingo, you're pink. Who knew that they liked salt? Because I didn't. The views kept changing a lot. You'd drive through the desert, then you'd drive through the snow, then you'd drive through like quinoa fields. It was kind of crazy. And then we had a local stay this night. We stayed at this homestead and it was giving a bit of Afghanistan vibes, not gonna lie, but the room kind of reminded me of Granny's old room at the farm as well. What the hell? And the food wasn't great. We had dinner and it was like this mysterious soup. I think it was quinoa. But we were honestly so wrecked, so we went to bed. I think it was like 8 p.m. I actually slept pretty well last night. I was like really warm and toasty. Tom did not though. He kept waking up because he couldn't breathe. I slept like a baby. And then we were off on day 2. And again, this was just like more driving and stopping at places. We stopped at like all these rocks and canyons and stuff, and they had lots of alpacas. It was pretty cool, but like it was just kind of rocks, you know. And again, we stopped in this little random ghost town and had lunch at this place. The weather kept changing so much and we were going from like really high altitudes to like low. The highest altitude we got to was 5,000 meters, and just for reference, Everest Base Camp is like 5,300 meters, so it's pretty high. But we stopped at this random ass place, had a beer, and these are what majority of the bathrooms look like, and they give you no toilet paper or anything like that. Our stay this night was actually elite. It was like the Four Seasons Hotel. Everything was made out of salt.
It's very salty.
It's pretty salty. And then we just chilled out and had dinner. I'm not sure you guys would have eaten this. It was a bit mysterious. But we got up the next morning at 4:30 for the whole reason we came, to see the salt plains. They were definitely unreal and it definitely exceeded my expectations. I feel like I haven't seen anything like this before, and it was literally like walking on glass with the mirror effect. And we stayed here for a couple hours, had breakfast and just chilled out. Felt like they just went on forever and ever. And then we got to the part where the water dried up, so it was like just pure salt, and this is where we took the really funny photos. There was another stop with all these flags, but there was actually no Australian one, only New Zealand. This day made like the whole trip worth it, and it was definitely something worth seeing. And then our driver dropped us in town where they had this market, and we were here for like an hour and a half, just I don't even know what we were doing. And we were so exhausted after this trip because we weren't feeling well, but we actually spent a night in this town and there was no other tourists. It was like just us. But the pancakes here slapped. And then it was time to get this overnight bus, and this bus station was just chaos. Like it was just people screaming, had no idea what was happening. This is the most craziest bus stop I've been to. A 9-hour bus ride, and it's currently 9 o'clock, so we're gonna arrive about 6 a.m. Little blankies. I wish us luck that we get some sleep on this. Hola, this is me present time. I didn't actually film much when we arrived in La Paz, which is like the capital city. One, I didn't really want to get my phone out. I was gonna get robbed, and like the streets were really packed and busy. And we went to like this witches market, and I don't know, I got scared filming there. I was worried I was gonna get in trouble or something. It's like a normal market, but they had literal dead llamas, dead baby llamas, all hung up that they use for rituals. And I was assured that they don't kill the llamas themselves. Like the llamas have a high mortality rate, so apparently they like just go and collect all the dead ones, and they dry them out and they put them all in a pot and burn it with like all these other like crazy things, and it like blesses their homes and stuff. I don't know, it was a pretty crazy place. I didn't feel unsafe there, but one day when we got there, we come out of our hotel and we're trying to walk out of the streets, and all the streets are blocked off by like hundreds of policemen, like with big guns and stuff. Like firecrackers were going off and stuff, and I was like, I don't really want to be out here on the street, like who knows what's happening. But turns out it was like a pretty peaceful protest. They were protesting about the fuel prices, which is kind of crazy. We did go out one night, which is the next video I'm going to show you, and I actually had a really good night. I met a girl from Bolivia, and she was like really kind, and like she told us places to go and eat, and she was telling us like a lot about the city, and said like interesting thing, like they had a McDonald's there a few years ago, but it actually closed down because the Bolivians refused to eat there because they wanted to eat their own like traditional food. So it was a really like interesting place to see, and I'm glad we did. We're going out tonight. We're going to a bar to watch the football. Got my new colours on, ditched Colombia, got a new team to support now. So do I look cute? I'm not wearing any jewellery though, so I don't get robbed on the street, and I brought a jumper just in case someone tries to get me. We should be good, but let's see how we go. They've shut the streets down.
We've come to the pub to watch it so we can sit down for a drink, and I would hate to be on this so losing. 3:30 in the morning. We're locked out. Come on, let us in.
Like you don't belong.
We are locked out.
And you're drunk. Because you know you're wrong.
It's currently the next day and it's 3 p.m. and we have done nothing all day because we're working a little bit hungover, but that's okay because we're going out again tonight. We're going out with the friends we did the car tour with, and we're going to the wrestling. So means we're really popular lately and we've got loads of fun.
This night was so random. We got a cable car and then we got a taxi. And me and Tom were put into the front seat, and we drove like an hour out of the city, and it was just like the most random streets. And then once we arrived, we were like, what have we actually gotten ourselves into? We were in this little box room with a wrestling ring in the middle, and it was like stupid funny. It was like Spanish WWE with these traditional women in these clothes. Like, it's just one of those things you have to go and see, but we were just like, what even is this? But it still ended up being a pretty good night. Okay, bye guys. This is the end of the vlog. I'm not sure I'd go back to Bolivia. Wasn't one of my favorite places. Stay tuned for the next vlog though, because I really love Peru so far. Bye.